Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of
Jannah.
One of the famous LGBT folk called Jeffrey Marsh
Hi love, here are 3 ways to disrespect your elders.
has been in the midst of controversy this week after his fans allegedly bullied a Muslim hijabi woman by damaging her car and stalking her and her family and sending threatening emails. She released a video in which she was in tears, crying. She apologized, deleted all the videos, and she was clearly scared. And then all eyes were on Jeffrey. Yes, this individual who was called out for targeting children in his videos.
Hey kids! Hi kids!
And encouraging them to cut off contact with their parents. Amongst other things, the guy is clearly a narcissist.
And I love attention. I love myself. It's one of my favorite subjects.
He said really concerning stuff like God looks like him.
If man is made in God's image and woman is made in God's image, God must be a little bit like me.
He was told that he's not special when he was young.
I remember my mom saying, "You think you're so special," in a sarcastic tone.
That he had childhood trauma.
And I want to talk to you about my beautiful husband and my childhood trauma.
And it now seems that he is projecting that upon his viewers as well. Nevertheless, he then released a response video in which he, rather than admonishing his fans, calling for calm, he said,
"Thank you for being a good trans ally. Thank you for your big heart. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. You might have noticed it's, things are a little hairy on the LGBTQ front."
What are you actually thanking your people for? For silencing and bringing a woman to tears who spoke the truth? Or for those people that stalked her and her kids and then gave the detailed times to her as if to tell her, "We've got our eyes on you"? But you might be thinking, look, what's Shamirun? Maybe she's inciting the fans, maybe she's getting them riled up. But she released a video asking for calm.
Those of you who are threatening other content creators because you are wanting to support me, don't. Stop it. I don't want you to do that.
A friend of mine, another creator, said, "Ooh, it's real hard to be different now, today, these days."
This is actually concerning language, yeah? And this is what some LGBT folk do. They hijack words and then they change the meaning. Here you can see it being done. This is one example out of many.
I've got a new definition for anger. Anger is the power of knowing that you deserve respect.
So this differentness is something that he's now taken, and he repeats this a lot in his videos. It's got nothing to do with being different. In fact, anytime you will see people of faith protesting against, and it will be mostly LGBT being taught to their kids, and inappropriate sexual language being thrust upon them. And the Muslims with the Birmingham thing made it very clear. We're not against you, we don't hate you, we don't wish violence upon you. All we say is consult us and let us have a choice with regards to what's taught to our kids. That's all we say. But this is suddenly getting changed into, they hate us. Why do they hate us? Oh, we're different. It's got nothing to do with that. You do you. Just don't force it upon our kids. It's really that simple, mate. And if it's not, then let me ask you one very simple question. Orthodox Muslims and Jews have very specific religious views when it comes to homosexuality, which are contrary to the LGBTQ morals. Are they allowed to publicize those, or should their religious freedom be curbed in this regard? If no, then liberalism and pluralism has failed. You cannot call yourself a pluralistic society then. You can't preach freedom of religion either. And let me make this clear, yeah? As simple as possible. We say there are 2 genders, male and female. You guys say, no, because there are intersex, you cannot say male or female.
There's no such thing as a boy or a girl.
Therefore, you have to get rid of those categories. We say, no, they are exceptions. Exceptions do not make the rule and do not get rid of categories. If you start doing that, everything becomes an absurdity. For example, if somebody asks, what's a dog? And you go, it has a tail, has a snout, it goes woof. And then somebody goes, yeah, but not all dogs have tails. Not all dogs have big snouts. Not all dogs go woof. Therefore, the dog category is no more. And I hope for the people out there that when stuff like this happens, they start sending threatening messages and notes to the LGBT folk. Look, if you cannot help the cause and get your argument and point across, with all due respect, stay out of it. If you can't handle the heat of the kitchen, leave. Because when people start sending these silly messages and start getting bent out of shape, because number one, they don't know their religion properly, number two, they can't articulate their things properly, and number three, they just hate everything, they're just waiting for the day of judgment. With all due respect, just stay at home, isn't it? The people that actually are going to live in this society, we want to come up with practical measures, and we don't want to be misconstrued. Yeah, when we're saying that the issue is not those folk, that's your country, your rules, okay, no problem. Yeah, we should be allowed to talk about our religion and our beliefs if you claim to be a liberal society that encourages freedom of religion. And I hope Jeff can tell his followers to do the same thing rather than egging them on. Yeah, because we take responsibility. And you can see, be it teachers, be it doctors, be it train drivers, they have amassed on the streets. Why? Because they are not getting enough pay. That's the issue. The issue is with the people in power. So let's not encourage divide amongst these things. We are all one. But that doesn't mean that we cannot tell you what we do not agree with. Not agreeing with something is not regarded as phobia. Otherwise, you, the folks watching, may not necessarily be Muslims. And you're not Muslims because you disagree with it. That does not make you an Islamophobe. Yeah? So me disagreeing with LGBT does not make me a transphobe. Can't believe I have to make these semantic clarifications. But hopefully for the people that are listening with a clean heart and mind, this makes sense. Let's leave it there. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum.